morning everyone. Today's episode is going to be about procrastination. Huge topic. And there are loads of videos out there and podcasts and in Lancaster we even have a half-day seminar about it, so I won't cover all of that here. Just a couple of thoughts about this. So to prepare for this episode, I watched a few videos and listened to a couple of podcasts about it, and I did not procrastinate in this in this case because I listened to it while I was working. That's possible as well. There are basically two different theories about procrastination. One is saying the task is too big, or the task that you're making up is too big, and that's why you feel you can't do it, or you feel not fit to do the job, and that's why you procrastinate. And the other ones say, well, you've got so much else going on in your life that your brain is just not capable of focusing on that one task, and that's why it's always jumping off in other directions and trying to fix other things first before you can actually go and work on a task. So which one is true? I don't know. It's probably both of them sometimes, and each of you needs to find out what is actually true for yourself. A couple of practical tips that you can get from these videos are things like make a plan, break it up into smaller tasks, plan breaks. A keyword would be Pomodoro tactic. Google that, you'll find a lot on that. All these things need willpower, because it needs the power to sit down and do this and get this started, and the planning is already getting this started. So what you need to practice is willpower, and you can practice that everywhere. It is something like, ooh, I would like to eat that chocolate now. No, I'm not going to eat it now. I'm going to eat it in 1 hour. Going for the regular runs, or whatever exercise you do. Any part of your life, just going to bed early, not watching 5 YouTube videos before you go to bed, whatever it is. So there are loads of situations in your daily life where you can practice willpower, and the more you practice that, the easier you will overcome that procrastination process once you've identified it. And that's the key. You need to identify that you're currently procrastinating. When I started thinking about this topic, I thought, I'm not procrastinating that much actually. At least not currently, and that's true because there's a lot that needs doing, or that I wanted to finish before Christmas, so there was a lot of stress around, and if you're stressed enough, usually you don't procrastinate that much, or at least for me that's true. And that's what I want to get at, get to know yourself. So for me, it's oftentimes writing that I'm putting off. And sometimes I don't start it because I don't feel fit for the job, because I feel I wouldn't do a good job, and that's why I don't really want to start trying it. And sometimes it's because there's so much else going on in my life and my brain needs to calm down to actually focus on just one thing. And I think both of them need different techniques to tackle that. So try and ask yourself, why do you not want to do that task? And often the first answer is, oh, I'm just not good at writing. But that's like, are you certain? I mean, you've written at least a bachelor thesis and a master thesis to get here. And both of them were good enough to pass the exam and get your degree. So it can't be that bad. So trust a bit more in yourself then. And here's the thing, if you have time for procrastination, you also could use the time to ask yourself why you want to procrastinate. So use that time. Use that time to get to know yourself, your motives, your beliefs. And you might not solve it straight away, but you will get to know yourself better. You will spot it earlier. You will be able to find measures against that. You may even convince yourself that you're actually better at writing than you think you are. There's a lot to be learned here, and it's a super interesting journey. So I encourage you to go there, ask yourself why, and be open and honest with yourself. You don't need to tell anyone else, but like so many things that I was talking about in the previous episodes, it is super important to be honest to yourself. Don't cover things up for yourself just because you feel you need to cover them up for others. And I hope that this encourages you to dig a bit deeper, to find out about your own motives and beliefs. And I hope that helps tackle procrastination a little bit better next time. I'll see you again tomorrow, and until then, keep smiling.